What's up, y'all? I'm back. So, once again, I'm using a different method to record my audio. Hopefully, things sound alright. But I'm here to discuss the final chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, or rather, the leaks, and my thoughts beforehand, because today is Thursday, September 26th, 2024, and leaks have come out. So, spoilers for the entire manga, and for the leaks so far. I just wanted to talk about it real quick because I'm seeing a lot of discussion on Twitter, despite the leaks not being super comprehensive, at least compared to leaks beforehand, like for chapters for the last 2 or 3 years, right? But I, my mind's a little bit of a mess on this because first off, I could be very pessimistic. Because you guys know my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not really the biggest fan. I have a lot of complaints about it. My first video was talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, even though I'm not really proud of that video at all. I really don't like it, but I was talking about it, and mostly about its missed potential. Because with Jujutsu Kaisen ending now, it just kind of feels like the story only existed insofar as what we saw. Okay, I don't know if I'm explaining myself. I was planning on talking about this on Twitter, but then I realized I could probably just make a video about this. But the world building in Jujutsu Kaisen only really exists when it comes to what we see. We barely know anything outside of what we see. We're told a little bit. We get some implications, but that's about it, right? And I kind of do, in theory, like what they did with Sukuna and Mahito, but in practice, it's again just like the Yuji curse techniques, very very last minute. We don't know anything about Sukuna. We just know he is how he is because he is how he is. We never got anything regarding the flashbacks, right? We don't know why he became that way. We don't know his motivations. We don't know nothing, right? We don't know what he was doing back then. We know in vague terms that he fought a clan, like a bunch of strong people, or rather people that were claimed to be strong. Sorry, there's a storm going on outside. But we don't, in practical terms, we don't know anything about that, right? Sukuna's just like a strong guy. He was a roadblock that was present the entire time without doing anything up until the very tail end. And it just feels, well, not disrespectful, but it feels like we've wasted our time, right? They were always building shit up, saying like, oh, Sukuna's gonna do some crazy shit, you guys aren't ready. Like, Sukuna himself was always saying, like, just wait till I get out, just wait till I get out. I got plans, bro. Megumi's over there. I'm plotting. And then when he finally got there, nothing. He did nothing. But at least Sukuna got a cool fight in, right? What the fuck was Kenjaku's purpose? What the fuck was he there to do? Create a plot? What was the purpose? Narratively, why the fuck was he there? What did he add to the story other than just being a device to push the plot forward? Kenjaku was a fucking plot device. You should not make, like, one of the two major villains of your entire fucking story a plot device. The only reason Yuji is the protagonist is because Kenjaku exists. And Kenjaku did nothing. He barely interacted with Yuji at all. What the fuck was the point? The merger plotline, right? The whole American invasion led to nothing. Nothing fucking happened. Empty platitudes. They said shit, but they didn't do anything. I don't remember if it was last chapter or this next chapter that's saying that has someone saying that, oh, we're having someone else deal with the American troops. So they're just saying it. Why not fucking show us? And then another thing where they're telling us instead of showing us is everything that happened in the mini training art they skipped after the Kola games before Shinjuku Showdown. Like when Gojo came back before his big fight with Sukuna, there was a little time in between where they were training. Yuji was discovering his curse technique and training with people, doing the body swap, and talking to Gojo and everything. And we didn't get to see it. We just skipped until the end, and then we got little breadcrumbs and flashbacks to that. But why not show that happening in the fucking moment? Why not? We missed out on so much character interaction, so much development, just because just because Gege wanted to get into the action, and then when he realized, oh fuck, my characters have no personality, no nothing, he's like, we just didn't see it happen. They talked, but we just didn't see it happen. Oh, here's a little bit of it. Like, come on, dude. Yuji's discovery of his curse technique and all of his training happened off screen. Do you realize how fucking insane that is for a battle shonen? Like, holy shit! At least give us breadcrumbs of him discovering this. His first time using them in the fucking story was in the big final fight. Fucking why? What? Like, oh my fucking god. I just don't understand why the fuck you would do all of this if you're not gonna go through with it. If you're not doing anything, you just introducing concepts to introduce them. We got like, do we have? It's like that one meme that's like, do you got any meaningful plot development? We got implications. Like, holy shit, man. And obviously, Jujutsu Kaisen fans are pissed because they wanted more fights. A lot of people are so pissed that these last couple chapters have just been like effectively an epilogue. I don't really mind that. What I mind is the rest of the series, right? Nobara pretty much had no like reaction to what happened. Like, she was gone for everything. Like, the last time she was awake was in Shibuya. Then she got knocked the fuck out. She woke up. Like, nearly everybody she knew in the school was fucking dead. And or crippled. And she showed up for one attack. And that's it. Right? Even putting aside what I said in the first video, where she doesn't have her own character for her own. Right? She has no plot development. Character development. She has no... she has a personality, but she has no purpose as to her being there, right? Ignoring all of that, should Nobara not have a reaction to what happened? Like, yes, of course, logically we'll say, oh, it just happened off screen because we skipped we skipped at least a week from the Shinjuku Showdown, right? Why not fucking show that happening on screen? You don't skip entire fucking character arcs. That's what Horikoshi did. We should learn from Horikoshi and not do that. Like, oh my fucking god, man. And don't even get me started on the actual powers for Yuji and Megumi. Because first of all, we know, what's the point of telling us that that Megumi's domain expansion isn't completed, and that it would be stronger if it was completed? What's the point of telling us that if you're just never gonna complete it? If you're never gonna do anything with that plot line, why introduce it? Like, you could just tell us that in supplemental materials. And yes, before anyone says, yes, I did complain that the world building only exists insofar as what we see in the story, insofar as what we see happen in the story in front on screen. But this is a main fucking character, right? It's not just world building. And then Yuji's technique. Not only do we barely have any name for it as a whole, because it combines a lot of different techniques. So we don't have one specific name for his whole thing, but we don't have, we have no idea what the fuck his domain expansion does. Like, we saw what it did, but we don't know what its ability is or how it interacts with different, like in different ways, right? Effectively, we don't know what the fuck it is. And again, we don't know its name either. We barely know how he fucking discovered it. Not to like, I don't really mind that so many characters died for nothing. And and like with the benefit of with the benefit of hindsight, I don't really give that much of a shit about Hakari's fight getting off screen, cause I'm not that big of a Hakari fan, anyways. But again, Kenjaku, one of the major villains, did nothing. He was just a device to push the plot forward. So why the fuck have him be there and not another character? Right? Someone that has more connections to the Jujutsu world, like thematically, right? Not just him being there and being a threat. Like someone that actually wants to tear down the Jujutsu world for more reasonable, for more like understandable reasons. You know who could have had that? Fucking Geto! Geto was a better villain. And he was a villain for 4 fucking chapters. Cause he wasn't a villain for Hidden Inventory. Like he became bad at the end, but he wasn't an antagonist, full stop, at the end of that. He was a villain for 4 fucking chapters, and he was a better villain for the sake of Jujutsu Kaisen as a story than Kenjaku was. Isn't that fucking insane? And again, like I mentioned earlier, no Heian era lore, no backstory. So we don't know anything. We just know what we were told. We didn't see anything. Again, it's tell, not show. That's like the first thing you learn about writing. You're supposed to show, not tell. Like, what the fuck? So again, for both of the main villains, we don't know fucking anything about them. We just know that they are dangerous, and that's it. Kenjaku was saying up and down, oh, my will carry on, right? Sukuna's gonna pull through for me, right? Nothing fucking happened. I don't know if I can even count on a single hand if he has... Dude, I don't even remember if he has even been fucking mentioned ever since he died. The name Kenjaku. Oh, okay, maybe, I think Yuta mentioned, like, oh, I killed Kenjaku, but like, a chapter or 2 ago, but that's fucking it. Like, and another thing, we don't know anything about the Gojo clan. Have we met a single other Gojo other than Satoru Gojo? And these are meant to be like one of the big clans that the Jujutsu Kaisen world is, like the Jujutsu world is built upon. Like, we only know about the Zenins. Like, we have some information about the Kamos, but we don't know fucking anything about the Gojos. And if I remember correctly, I think there was a 4th one, but I don't fucking remember who they are. And like, there's just so much just left hanging. Jujutsu Kaisen is an idea of a story with events that happened, but the ideas didn't get explored. They're just ideas that exist. Well, they barely exist too, because they were just told to us. They were never shown. They were never explored. Like, another thing. They talked so much during the backstory arc, during the Hidden Inventory arc, about how you could solve the problem of curses, right? Maybe make everyone a Jujutsu sorcerer, or just kill all non-sorcerers, optimize cursed energy, yada yada. Yuki brought it up again when she met Kenjaku. But then where the fuck did that go? Again, yes, I know that the point was that this was part of Geto's descent into being a bad guy, right? Like villainy in quotation marks. But why introduce this if you're not gonna do anything with it as a writer? Why not just use a different concept that's already gonna be explored in the story and introduce that here so that you can better execute on that later? Like, why? Holy fucking shit. It's like you're just putting shit there just to put it there with no fucking plans, no fucking ideas, because you didn't do anything with it. I don't give a fuck if he ends up releasing a data book later or a novel that says, oh, actually, I did have a plan, but I just didn't put it in the story, and here it is, actually. I don't give a fuck. Because that's not part of the story. First of all, like, if he just does that, there's no evidence that he had it there beforehand. He could have just made it up on the spot. But even if he did have it there beforehand, sorry, why not introduce that in the fucking story? Like, like I said a couple minutes ago, Jujutsu Kaisen is an idea. It's not a fucking effective story. It's a collection of fights. It's a collection of sorcery fights. There's so much that could have been done there. But as it stands, I think I would even say it's worse than Ruby. Like, honestly. It's like the Hidden Plasma Vessel arc. I mean, the Star Plasma Vessel or Hidden Inventory, whatever the fuck it's called, honestly. Because there's too many names for it. That flashback arc is better than anything in Ruby. And the fights in Jujutsu Kaisen, the best fights in Jujutsu Kaisen, are better than pretty much every single other fight in Ruby, with like maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. But as a whole, I would say that Ruby is a better product and better story than Jujutsu Kaisen. And if you guys know me, you know that that is a fucking low bar, because I do not have good things to say about Ruby. Like, as Ruby exists right now. Not only is Ruby a better concept, but it also gets executed upon better than Jujutsu Kaisen does. And the worst thing about Ruby is the execution of its ideas. How do you fuck up worse than Ruby? Oh god, and the thing is, the problem isn't the ending. The last couple chapters were fine. They were good, even. Like, if the whole story was fine, was better, and then these chapters were left 100% unchanged, untouched, it would have been so much better. I would have been praising this entire manga this whole video, right? But as it stands, it's just the whole manga except for that one arc that is just so insanely disappointing and baffling. Except for the ending. The ending was fine. At least the ending was better than My Hero, right? Right now, I don't know if I would rate My Hero or Jujutsu Kaisen higher. Honestly, I really don't know. They have very, very different problems. And in some parts that Jujutsu Kaisen does badly, MHA does well, and vice versa, right? I really don't know, and again, it's way too soon to judge because, like I said, we only have vague leaks out. We don't even have a full scanlation yet. TCB hasn't gone on yet. It is Thursday. It'll come out tomorrow. That's why I want to do this right now. I'll probably drop another video tomorrow just talking about the whole chapter and then just retouching upon the topics I touched upon here. But as a closing statement, I'm really, 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 really disappointed with Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole. I like the ending. The ending itself on its own, everything after Shinjuku Showdown was fine. I liked it even. The rest, I'll say was terrible. At least I did not like it at all. Except for the Hidden Inventory arc. For me, that is a 10 out of 10. I love everything about Hidden Inventory. Everything else was really bad. And, well, Volume 0 is also really fucking good too. So, Hidden Inventory, 10 out of 10. Volume 0, and then the Volume 0 movie, I'd give those like 8 or 7 out of 10s. 8 for the movie, 7 for the manga. For the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen, for the rest of the JJK manga, sorry, I'm tipping over my words because I'm speaking fast, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, or maybe a 5. It may be a knee-jerk reaction right now, and I'm admitting that, which is why I'm making this video now, and then another video tomorrow, where I'll be more calmed down, probably. But for now, I would not recommend Jujutsu Kaisen to anyone. Even though I think the Hidden Inventory is a 10 out of 10 arc, I would not recommend the show to anyone. At all. Unless you're just someone that mostly just cares about cool fights and things that are raw and have aura. Like, nah, I'm sorry. But last thing, thank you for watching, and I hope you have yourself a damn good one.